Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano, and let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we're beginning for the last, 6, 7 weeks?
6, 7 years.
6, 7 years, he's saying. I probably have known him for that long, maybe even longer, trust me.
God.
I don't know how I'm still sane, but
Unlucky,
that's okay.
unlucky for you.
Exactly. This is Jason Sinatra, our expert picks analyst, and that's right. I threw that in there. You like that little adjective, the expert?
I like whatever you say, man.
Oh, man, for once.
I'm in an okay mood today.
Apparently so.
For once, I'm in an okay mood.
Apparently so. So, Jay, we have the biggest game of the year and certainly the biggest betting game of the year in the NFL Championship coming up in a week. And would you say that gamblers are rejoicing out there or what?
I mean, it's the gambling holiday of the year, NFL Championship Sunday, without question. I mean, more money will come in. Be bet everywhere. You got props galore, team, side, boxes, you name it.
You name it is right. And we're going to try to delve into all of this. And folks, don't forget, this is going to be a 2-part segment. We're going to have Jay back in here or somewhere else, we'll see, next week discussing that NFL championship. We're going hard here on the Pulse, right?
Let's go.
Oh, man, he's just yelling
Only
now.
2 parts?
Only 2. Oh, listen,
Really?
the studio's a little cheap with the budget, but we'll worry about that a different time. Anyway, before we can actually get to the NFL championship, we had the conference championships, AFC, NFC. Let's start with the AFC championship. Kansas City went in there, 7.5 favorites. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, it fluctuated. I mean, it went off at 7, but it was 7.5 during the week. The over/under in that game was in the low 50s. And I mean, Tennessee, they get up early, 10-0 in the game, then 17-7. And Kansas City just does a great job. I mean, the turning point, as far as I'm concerned in the game, was Mahomes' touchdown run at the end of the first half.
Absolutely.
So here you are. I mean, you're at 17-14 Tennessee. Kansas City's looking to get some momentum back. Mahomes, it's kind of a broken play. He runs, great balance, tiptoes down the sideline. What surprised me, what people don't mention, is that he doesn't tiptoe and duck and go out of bounds. Because Kansas City could have kicked the field goal. They would have had plenty of momentum, 17-17 at the half. But he puts his head down, an unbelievable run. He gets into the end zone, 21-17, and Kansas City's off and running from there.
One of the things that we spoke about last week was this game going to go into Ryan Tannehill's hands? And it kind of did. I thought Kansas City did an okay job against Derrick Henry for the 29th ranked rush defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think Henry's rushing yards were around 70, 80 yards total. So they did contain him.
Right.
I think Tannehill played good enough to win the game. I mean, he had like 200 yards passing, no turnovers. He played okay, played good enough to win the game, but just too much Mahomes.
Too much Mahomes?
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking for that big contract, right?
Well, the contract, he's looking for a Super Bowl. I think this kid wants to win, especially after last year losing to the Patriots, a game that they were.
Chip on the shoulder.
I mean, they lost that game in overtime, but that was a game that Kansas City, really. I mean, they were favored. They were supposed to go to the Super Bowl last year and didn't. Interestingly enough, with these games this year in the championship games, you had both favorites cover as opposed to last year. When the Rams went into the Superdome as like a 3-point underdog, they won that game outright. And then New England went in as like a 3.5-point underdog to Arrowhead, and they won that game in overtime as well. So,
unbelievable. Well, let's get to that NFC Championship, because I told you last week I was wearing my cheese head.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
And it kind of melted on me, didn't it?
I
didn't bet on it, though.
No,
I was smart enough not to bet on it.
Cameraman Greg, he can attest that my game, I said last week.
Greg getting the shout out,
said
folks.
last week that I wasn't sure about my games, that I'd go on Twitter around 2 o'clock and I'd be locked into what I absolutely had my heart set on by then. It was San Francisco. I seen a couple of things in that game with the line that I love. First of all, the line went up. That line was also 7.5 throughout the week. That line jumps up to 8. Now, why is that line moving up to 8 when everybody's giving out Green Bay, the Rodgers narrative, the whole thing, and the line goes up? And then I see an alternative bet number where I see San Francisco minus 11, but plus $110.
What does that even mean?
Well, there's so many prop bets. We're going to see more as we go into the championship game.
Right.
But there's so many prop bets. They have them in the conference championship games as well, where they change the spreads around, they change the big money around. I seen a number with San Francisco minus 11, but they were plus 110. So if that spread, and this is going to be very confusing to you,
I'm totally
and
confused.
Some of the people out there who aren't very familiar with the
Because
betting.
I thought the
101.
number was 7.5.
I know, but there's all kinds of alternative numbers. You can push numbers down, you can push numbers up. But this one was a 3.5-point jump, but the VIG only flipped $20. So they were being cheap on you, and they did not want to pay you out on San Francisco minus 11.
You wonder what they knew, right?
But you would
There's
think.
all these rumors,
now,
right?
Now listen, if you're going to bet San Francisco in that game and you're hearing Green Bay and the Rodgers narrative and the whole thing,
Right.
you would sit there and you think, okay, if I'm going to lay 11 points in this game, I should get some more change back than 10 cents on the dollar.
Exactly.
You'd think I should get plus 135, plus 140, something like that. They were giving you nothing.
Right. So you're basically getting your money back if you bet San Francisco.
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. I mean,
I'm getting it.
Well, you're getting plus money. Whereas opposed if you were laying the 7.5 to 8 straight, you'd be laying 110 of regular normal vig. Yeah, but I mean, I saw that it was only a $20 variance flip on a 3.5 point move. And I was like, why are they being so cheap on that number? Now, listen, I don't expect you to really. It's confusing to me, but again, a lot of this stuff is in my DNA. Like I said, since day one. Numbers, numbers, numbers. I don't get caught up in Aaron Rodgers' narrative and this one and that one. All these guys have good games, they have bad games. Every week is a new season.
Right. Now, let's talk about the NFL Championship because there's an early spread. Of course, the spread is probably out the day after the championship games. And that's Kansas City favored by, I'm seeing our friends at William Hill have them at a 1-point favorite. It's almost like a pick 'em.
Well, I mean, again, you mentioned William Hill, but it's all dependent on where you're going to get your numbers.
Right.
I saw 2.5s. First of all, during the game, after the AFC Championship game, there was lines that came out, possible potential lines. So after Kansas City won, you had Kansas City. They were a 6.5 point favorite over Green Bay, and you had Kansas City as a potential 2.5 point favorite over San Francisco. So the number initially, and of course Green Bay, doesn't even factor into this, but.
But do you think it's because these betting sites, whether it's DraftKings, FanDuel, William Hill, as I mentioned, do you think they're doing this because they want to have an advantage over people betting on their site compared to another site?
I think that the numbers fluctuate, but like I said, a lot of players use 3 different books to play with so they can get the right number. Now, if you get Kansas City at the right time, -1, you're going to be, you're going to want to run to that and play that. If you're an early player, I'm not an early player.
No, you're
I'm
not.
Never betting.
Follow him on Twitter.
I'm never betting something 2 weeks in advance. I mean, a lot of guys will say, "Oh, you got to get the early number." Yeah, sometimes you do. I'm not against it. It's just not what I do. But people that wanted Kansas City, they searched and they, looked for Kansas City -1, found it as opposed to the 2.5. So, I'm not opposed.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about futures here because I know that these futures for each of these teams certainly changed from the summer to December till now.
Yeah.
I mean, has there been a discrepancy or what have you?
The biggest thing is San Francisco in the summer, their opening number was 40-1. So if you had really good instincts and insight and you took a shot with them on a $100 bet, you're getting $4,000 back if they win this game.
Look at that, folks.
And then you moved in, as you went closer to opening day, the numbers changed a little bit. Kansas City was, I believe,
I bet
they
you
opened.
were up there.
Well, they were 9-1 in the summer when the futures first came out, but closer to opening day, they went down to 6-1. And then as the playoffs came around, mid-December to like early January, the numbers got a lot closer. Right. And I think before the playoffs started, they both were about 4-1.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Jay Sinatra, he will be back here next week for maybe some prop bets, maybe? We'll see what happens.
We'll see. If you're nice to me. I don't know.
Only if I'm nice to him, folks. You're not going to want to miss it. We're getting this unbelievable insights here. I mean, right or wrong. And don't forget to follow him on Twitter. I keep plugging that because he's a last-minute kind of guy, apparently. So
sometimes. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to this. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, folks, when we come back, we have Daria DeLucia back in studio of at Hoboken Eats. You're not going to want to miss it. She'll have a review of Orale Mexican Kitchen. We'll be back.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse of Peter B. Folks, don't forget to get on our YouTube page and binge watch all of our past episodes. Type in the Pulse of Peter B in your search bar and please subscribe. Also, go on our Instagram page and follow us at The Pulse with Peter B. Get on our Facebook page and follow and like us there. All you have to do is type in The Pulse with Peter B in the search bar. You're not going to want to miss it. We're constantly updating that page with previews. We put our full shows on there. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at our email address, and that is thepulseofpeterb@gmail.com. We look forward to responding to you.
Welcome back to the Pulse of Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano, and this is our first of 2 places segment on this week's show, and we're joined by Daria DeLucia of at Hoboken Eats. Daria, it's so good to see you again.
I know, I'm excited to be back. How are you?
I am fantastic. We're not going to talk about the headband on your hair, but I think it looks absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Stunning.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm good.
New
I'm
Year's
good.
going off to a great start?
Yeah, 2020 is a big year so far.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. I can't believe like the first month's already over.
I know, it's about to be February.
Like, well, you know what that means? Warmer weather just around the corner.
yeah.
Yeah, that was corny. Going
That
into like
was
a
corny.
weather check.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you
And
know.
back with the weather.
Exactly. Daria knows. Daria knows. Exactly. Exactly. All right, Daria. So today we're going to talk about Orale Mexican Kitchen, which is located at 1426 Willow Avenue in the beautiful city of Hoboken, New Jersey. Not too far from where Daria lives, but we won't say anything else. Anyway, so Daria, I have to be honest. I've been here. I've been there. I've been there. I've been to the one in Jersey City.
Yep.
Now, when I go to the one in Hoboken, let's talk about the ambiance. Why do I feel like I'm in a museum?
Because
Talk
it's
to me.
massive. It is literally huge. So first of all, you walk in and right away you're seeing this big wall full of like glass bottles just completely lit. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've had a few margaritas and taken many photos in front of it. Then you walk, there's a bar right there, and then you walk in, you have two massive rooms, another big bar, and then a whole other room that's just, I don't know, I guess they throw, it's for events and parties maybe, but it's absolutely massive, and there are fun little like skulls and everything all over on the walls and just
And
everywhere.
paints. I mean, the walls are
Yeah,
like these
yeah.
murals.
There's-
It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really is.
it's very, very cool.
And have you ever been to the one in Jersey City or no?
I've only been there for a drink.
Okay.
But it's definitely
Smaller.
Smaller, a lot
Right.
smaller, but same kind of ambiance with the whole murals and skulls and fun atmosphere.
Exactly. Actually, those bottles when I walked in there reminded me of the whole 99 bottles of beer on the wall and things like that. And I'm like, and I asked the guy,
Don't try and
he's
shoot
like,
one down.
he actually told me, and I don't know if you know this, he actually said that they were actually full at one point and they kind of like replaced them.
Oh,
Teaching
look
you a
at
little
that.
something.
Exclusive.
Research. Exactly. All right. So you went in there for margaritas. Is that your favorite thing on the drink menu there? Favorite cocktail? As they say?
So the blood orange margarita, absolutely my favorite. I can pound quite a few of them, but I'm favoring that because I love blood orange anything. I've also had spicy margaritas there, which are very, very good. I just checked the menu again before this, and they don't see them on the menu, but you can definitely ask for them. They are really, really good. They have a ton of them. They have
So
a ton.
spicy margaritas. Explain this to me. Is it
Throw little jalapenos in there.
get out of here?
Yeah.
And like,
little
are
kick.
your like lips burning or something like that? Or is it
I'm
more
just
like a
getting
cinnamon
drunker.
anything
It's
type
like
of
the
thing?
more that you drink, you get a little bit drunker and drunker, and then everything, I could be drinking water and it's just, I have no idea.
Apparently go over to 1426 Willow Avenue and see Daria get drunk. I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, you're one-stop shop, baby. Anyway, and I thought, you know, again, there are several different Mexican restaurants in Hoboken.
Yes.
But I think the food at Orale is unique, right or wrong?
Correct. And what I really like is that the menu is pretty diverse. So we'll start with the appetizers. They do have a lot of your traditional dishes on it. My favorite, and I literally get the same thing every time, they have duck confit nachos. Oh, they're massive.
What is it?
They have duck on it, the cheese, guac, sour cream.
Duck.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like a .com
No,
type of thing.
duck.
I'm like, what are they trying to
No,
say?
no, no.
here?
And
Yeah.
it's massive. It's massive. Yeah,
God.
no, and they give you plenty of plenty of chips. They're all perfectly cheesed themselves. It's so, so, so good. Then you get the queso. And pro tip, always make it a gringo, which means they add mac to it. Major pro tip. I am highly against not making it gringo
For
because
all those gringos out there, it's a great name.
no, it's what it literally says on the menu. Make it a gringo, and
Exactly.
it's you add macaroni and cheese. Macaroni.
So
to
it's
it.
like macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, but you still use chips to dip.
And
Yes, you still dip.
you still dip.
You still
You
dip.
don't take the fork?
You can
and-
use a fork, but you use
like mac and cheese nachos.
yeah. You make it a
Of
gringo, and you still dip. We'll move on to the guacamole. So now we have like major chip overload, but it's so worth it. They have maybe like, I don't know, 8-ish guacamole options. My favorite are the pork belly guacamole and the blue cheese guacamole. Two separate.
So blue cheese, obviously, they mix it with blue cheese. Pork belly. They actually put pork belly in the guacamole?
Yeah, they have one that has
Like
shrimp
chunks?
on it. Yeah. Yeah.
That
It's
is
so
phenomenal.
good. And
Not
you can
too
get
far away from our studio.
You can get a like a single bowl of guac, or you can do a trio. You can try all three. I usually get the trio, and then I like one the most, so then I order it again.
Look at
Another pro tip.
this. Is, I mean, where else do you need to go? I mean, right or wrong? Unbelievable. Okay, so those are kind of like appetizer
Yes.
type of dishes. Let's talk about some of their entrees.
Okay, so they have a burger.
No, it's a
Yes.
Mexican joint.
Yes.
Come on.
And I've gotten the burger. 2 patties, chipotle aioli. That was hard to say.
That's okay.
Cheddar cheese, and it comes with the most amazing fries.
It's a Mexican joint.
Yeah,
Come on.
but they know what they're doing. It is so
What makes
good.
it amazing?
All the flavors, because it has a nice little Mexican spice to it too. And it's unexpected. When you go to a restaurant and you get something that you're not expecting to be on the menu or expecting to be really, really good, you appreciate it so
there.
much more. But I will say,
Talk to me.
they have this chicken taco, 2 massive tacos. When I tell you, usually you'll see like a 4 or 5 to an order, and they come in the nice little silver taco tray.
Uh-huh.
These are flat on a plate, 2 massive. It's almost like a grilled chicken cutlet with like slaw and cheese and sauces on top. And honestly, I don't eat it on a date because you're not gonna look very good eating it. They are so big, and they don't skimp on any of the ingredients, which I just absolutely love. You can't beat that.
And I'm guessing there has to be some great desserts.
They do, yes.
Talk to me.
So they have, they had one. It was a churro dessert. Yes.
Oh, it's like the churro and the ice cream.
Yes.
I did have that.
Yes,
I did have that.
I've had that, and that is my absolute favorite Mexican dessert. So I'm gonna have to go back and try some of the other ones on the menu.
Well, listen. I mean, with all the entrees and the appetizers, where's the room? Where's the room?
Well, we're gonna go for brunch the next day.
Oh, I forgot the brunch menu.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
We're gonna go for brunch.
Talk to me.
So brunch also, they do $6 brunch drinks. So like some margaritas type, brunchy type drinks, all $6, which you really can't beat that.
You can get hammered quick on $6.
And they have a lot of the same dishes that they do for dinner, but with a breakfast twist. So they have the burger, but it's a breakfast burger. So add an egg. They have nachos. They have tacos, but breakfast tacos. Yeah, huevos rancheros, steak and eggs. Yeah.
And is it just a weekend brunch spot?
Yes, just weekend.
And you can catch the hours right here. We will put those up for you. Now, Daria, let me ask you. Going out on a date, might be seeing somebody new these days. We'll talk off camera about that. You know what I'm saying? Is it a good date night spot?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that was quick.
It's a good date night spot because it's dark. That ambiance we were talking about. You're
So in case your
definitely
date doesn't look that good, you might want to take them outside. is what
yeah,
you're
so you'll
saying.
have plenty of margaritas too to make sure so everything's fine. But no, it's a nice ambiance, so you know that when you go in there, you're gonna have a cool spot to take a girl for the first time, second time, whatever.
Or a guy.
Or a guy. Yep, totally.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's also a great spot for a like girls' night, guys' night, because they have plenty of room, as
It is.
we just talked
It's very
about.
big.
And it's just a good place to go and have fun. But you got to be going in there looking for a good time too. Because
And I have to be honest, it's on a popular road on Willow Avenue, and the place looks mobbed all the time.
yeah, and it's massive. I don't understand how. I mean, I do because the food's amazing and the drinks are amazing. But how do they fill that spot all the time? I think it's because there's no other Mexican
Places around.
restaurants like that in this area.
I agree. I mean, we have Baja, but they're different.
They're
Baja
different.
East LA are very similar
Yep,
to each
and
other.
churritos as well.
Churritos, I forgot
yep,
about
they're
churritos, yeah.
they're similar but different. And Orale, I think, is more promoting that kind of experience. You
Right.
go in there for an experience, and they're coming from Jersey City before Hoboken, so
That's awesome.
that speaks volumes too. I think sometimes.
Well, Daria DeLucia of @Hoboken Eats. Make sure you follow her on there. Make sure you follow the Pulse on Instagram as well, @the Pulse of Peter B. I had to throw that plug in.
Hey.
We'll hopefully see you in the next few weeks. Folks, when we come back, we will have Ashley Rollo back in studio with another food review. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be back.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse of Peter B. Folks, don't forget to get on our YouTube page and binge watch all of our past episodes. Type in the Pulse of Peter B in your search bar and please subscribe. Also, go on our Instagram page and follow us @The Pulse with Peter B. Get on our Facebook page and follow and like us there. All you have to do is type in The Pulse with Peter B in the search bar. You're not going to want to miss it. We're constantly updating that page with previews. We put our full shows on there. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at our email address, and that is thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. We look forward to responding to you.
Welcome back to the Pulse of Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano, and joining us again in studio, back again, and we're so happy to have her, is Miss Ashley Rollo of @#AshleyLaurenRollo. Is that correct? Did I get that
No,
right?
you didn't get that right.
Oh, what is it?
Who puts a hashtag and an @ in the same thing?
You're right.
Social media. Social
she's
media
totally
is
right.
at Ashley Lauren Rollo.
At
No
Ashley
hashtag.
Lauren Rollo. Hashtag. No hashtag.
No hashtag.
No hashtag. There you go.
No hashtag.
There you go. And this week we're going to be talking about Court Jester Restaurant, which is located at 16 East Main Street in the beautiful city of Freehold, New Jersey.
Yes.
Right or wrong? So now, the name Court Jester. I mean, am I going into like this funky Mardi Gras looking type of restaurant? Talk to me about the name and the ambiance. I
The
should
Court
say.
Jester, it doesn't really fit the vibe that's in there. Honestly, it's like local bar. Everybody goes there. Everybody buys their wings, their burgers. It's more of like a hangout spot, watch the game. And yeah, it's just like a chill, low-key vibe. You can wear sweatpants some days, and some days you can wear jeans. You know, they're not really too particular with that. It's just where everybody from high school goes to get a couple of beers, you know, decades later and be like, hey, what's up? How are you?
Hey, you're still alive, huh? No,
Yeah.
playing around. Alive is good, right?
Alive
Ashley?
is good. Alive is good in this
All right, so
day
you're
and age.
saying that it's like a really, really kind of chill place to do, but I'm sure the food is unique, correct?
Oh, the food is awesome. I actually get their wings. Their wings are probably my favorite wings I've ever had, and I travel a lot with work, so I get to try wings like everywhere. Court Jester is by far my favorite wings. Not even, like, hands down. They're crispy, they've got the right sauce ratio, they're really good. Then on Mondays, they do Monster Mug Mondays, where for under $4, you get a giant glass of beer. It's really good. Then there's Prime Rib Thursday and Burger Tuesday, I think.
Look
Burger
at
Tuesday.
that. All right. Now let's go back to the wings for a second here, because you said that the sauce ratio is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they have many different sauces, correct?
They have a couple.
Okay.
You
Because
know, they
sometimes you
put-
go to these places, Ashley, and they have like 50 different varieties of sauce.
It's not a Buffalo Wild Wings. You're gonna go there. You'll have
I like that.
you'll have the buffalo, which you can get mild, medium, hot. They have barbecue. They have, I think, teriyaki. But honestly, I've never really made it past the barbecue and the buffalo. They're that good. You don't need different sauces. You don't need any of that jazz for it. It's perfect the way it is.
Cool. So, and it gives you the sports bar type of feel, correct? I mean, you probably have millions of TVs. as they
Millions
say.
of TVs. When you're sitting at the bar in the front, there's all the different TVs. Behind you, there's TVs. There's TVs from all the tables that you're sitting at when you're just eating at a regular table. There's places to stand up and you can see the TVs. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Wings, TVs, and beer. And this Mug Monday.
Monster Mug
Monster
Mondays.
Mug Monday, excuse me. Again, I'm learning here, folks. I really am. So talk to me
North
about-
Jersey people,
It's
they
these
don't
no-
know true
oh,
food.
here we go. Here she goes, I should say. Sorry. We usually have a lot of men sitting in your seats. So, you know, I mean, it just rolls off the tongue. But, you know, North Jersey's way better than South Jersey.
First
Taylor.
off, it's not South Jersey, it's Central.
All right. Well, there's really no such thing as North and there's really no such thing as Central Jersey, I should say. You got to just North and South, and you guys are in between, so that kind of is like. Anyway.
What's in between North and South? The middle. What's another word for middle?
There you
Central.
go. Okay, fine. We'll stop the argument right here. We will, because we love the people at Court Jester, correct?
They do. I absolutely love them. I've been going there for close to 20 years now, and I've never had a bad experience.
All right.
Their drinks are always great. Their bartenders are super social, and oddly enough, a lot of the locals there, like, will come back home and visit. And that's like the spot to go.
And you know that's what's amazing, because as you know, we're really a Hudson County, parts of Bergen and Essex County show. But Hoboken, where we're filming here in studio, is a very transient community, and I'm sure there's a ton of people from Freehold in this community.
There is a ton of people in Hoboken from Freehold, because when we would go up to visit, like, oh, we gotta go to Hoboken.
Yeah, there you go.
But I bet a lot of the viewers have been to
And,
Court
the
Chester.
Court Chester,
Especially
absolutely.
the Monmouth County people.
The Monmouth. Hey, listen, I love the Shua. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
I had to throw it in there. Come on. Now, let's just go back, because you were talking about their menu, and they have these specialties, whether that's the burger night or the prime rib night and so on and so forth. But would you say that their menu is your classic bar fare, like nachos and so on and so forth?
Yes. They definitely have a lot of the nacho platters. They have a taco platter. They have, I think it's like half-price apps at certain times, and all the portions are big, so you don't have to worry about like having not enough food or too much food. It's just the right amount, and it's pretty good because you go and you don't know what you want, and they have smaller sizes that you can get, so you can get a couple of like a little different like each time.
All right. Now, would you say that it's really like a date night type of spot, or?
Definitely not. I mean, maybe my kind of date. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
super low key, wear jeans, could have my hair
Or
up in a
sweatpants.
ponytail. Sweatpants. Oh, leggings. Really, leggings. That's really
Listen,
it.
most guys would not mind.
Yeah,
a
see?
a woman wearing leggings on their first date. I can tell you that much. I certainly can. Okay, so definitely not a date type of spot, but like you said, it's a really chill type of spot. And you said that their drinks are really good, and you spoke about the Monster mug. Did I finally get it right?
Yes.
Huh? I'm getting
Yeah.
there. Do they have any type of like specialty cocktails on their menu?
They have a beer list that's unlike anything I've ever seen. They also have a card that if you get it stamped, I think it's if you try 25 different beers, you get, I think it's like a gift card to get off of your food, because they just have so many different types of beers on tap that you can start to finish, and in a whole month, have a different beer every night and you're still not repeating it.
Okay.
And they even do beer flights, which is really good. If you don't know what you want, the bartender can make a really good recommendation and you'll try 4 or 5 different beers.
Look at
and
that.
it's
All at
good
the
to
same
know.
time? Almost
All, yeah, all at the same time.
I like that. I really, really do. And one of the things that we always like to discuss, and when we talk about any type of food place, are the hours. I'm sure they have absolute late hours during the week. It's a crazy weekend spot, it sounds like.
Yes, I've ordered wings from there to pick up at 10 o'clock at night. I think their kitchen's open till a little bit past 11. Last call is usually around 1:15, 1:30, which for a bar that's not in a very busy area, that's a great time frame. You know, a lot of them will stay open, maybe a little bit 1:30, 1:45. By that, they're kicking everybody out. But they're open late. They're good for lunch because they're open at lunchtime.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you can even go there if you work in the Freehold town. You could go and have some food.
There you go. Or if you work in neighboring towns, so it doesn't have to be Freehold, right?
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, Manalapan people, Marlboro people, they all head down there. It's a really good place to meet. It's nice.
That's very, very cool. Now, you go in there, let's say, court jester, right? They know you?
Sometimes. Sometimes I go there very low key. The bartender will remember me when he sees me, but sometimes, you go there often and you're saying, okay, maybe I need to go take a break for a little bit because I've been here too many times this week. So then you just take a couple of weeks off. But for the most part, they do remember you. I know the one bartender, he, honestly, he's fantastic. He just knows, okay,
Tell me his
Yingling.
name.
I forgot his name.
Oh, no!
I would have said
He's
that.
so fantastic that you forgot his name. Boom. That's right. That's right. You were
Sorry.
digging me a little here, Central Jersey's. I got to get you back a little. No?
All right, that's
There you go.
fine.
Fair. Totally fair.
Totally fair.
Totally fair. But look, it looks like it's a really, really great family place. That's Corchester and Freehold. You got to get over there, right on Main Street there. I
Yeah,
mean,
right on Main Street, totally great with parking. You park across the street, in front, in the back. You can get through their side entrance, and it's super easy to get to.
Exactly. Well, Ashley Rollo, we're so happy to have you in studio again. Follow her at Ashley Lauren Rollo. No hashtag.
No hashtag.
No hashtag.
No hashtag.
Boom, no hashtag. I mean, she's constantly posting some stuff up there. Maybe she'll even post pictures with her bartender that she can't even remember his name.
Oh,
Who
you know
knows?
what? Now I'm going to go there on Sunday, and I'm going to take a picture with him.
There you go. She's going to take a picture with him and post it there.
And post it. Post it to my page.
And so you have to start following her on the gram. So, folks, thank you for joining us for this week's Pulse. We will see you next week for the Pulse on everything you need to know. Hope you have a great week, everybody.